Hello friends. In last few videos, we discuss about some important aspects of India and Brazil. First of all, we discuss the location and extent of India and Brazil. Then we move towards the physiographical division of these two countries, whereas the drainage pattern of India and Brazil as well. Then in last few videos, we discuss about the climatic condition of these two countries. This is the chain. Once you understand properly the location and extent of these two countries, then it is very easy to understand the physiographical division. Once you understand the location, extent, and physiographical division, it is quite useful to understand the climatic condition of these two countries. And once you know the locational extent of India, Brazil, whereas physiographical division and the climatic condition, it is automatically you come to know the natural vegetation and the wildlife of these two countries. So, my friends, today we are going to discuss about the wildlife of natural vegetation and wildlife of India and Brazil. First of all, let us concentrate on the natural vegetation. My friend, natural vegetation is totally depend upon two important things of a climate. First of all, the temperature and the rainfall. What type of temperature is there and how much rainfall occurs, particularly in those areas. These two geographical factors of the climatical conditions control the natural vegetation of any region. And if you're talking about Brazil, then we come to know that Brazil has a great variation in terms of vegetation. Or that we can say because of a specific climatic condition, Brazil experience a very vast range of natural vegetation as well. My friend, so let us start the natural vegetation of Brazil first. We all know that in Brazil, if you see the location of Brazil, you come to know that equator passes through the Brazilian territory. Not only the equator, but the equator and the Tropic of Cancer as well. And because of that, we will find a great variation in terms of climate. And this great variation of climate controls the natural vegetation of. So let us see Brazil. As you know that in Brazil, rainfall is throughout the year. Basically, the rainfall is vary. If you see some parts of the Brazil is getting rainfall more than 300 millimeter, whereas some parts of the Brazil receive a rainfall of less than 500 millimeter. So these rainfall, there we can see a great variation in terms of rainfall in Brazil, and it is due to the physiographical condition of the Brazil. We know while discussing the physiography of Brazil, we discuss a lot regarding to the physiography. So the rainfall. Today we are making our attention towards the rainfall. We know that rainfall is great. There is a great variation in rainfall, and it is due to the Brazilian physiography. And so far that we can say the most important thing, that is equator. Equator is passing through the northern part of the Brazil, and as we go away from the equator, you come to know that the rainfall is reduced. The percentage of the rainfall is reduced, and that is why the vegetation is also changing constantly from equator to tropic of cancer. From equator to tropic of cancer, as we go down and down southern part of the Brazil, you may find that it changed the nature of the vegetation, whereas the density of the vegetation and the types of the vegetation as well, because the rainfall is reduced. And so far that the uneven distribution of rainfall is prime cause of the Brazilian vegetation that we find here. Now let us start. Let us see with the Brazilian vegetation. If you see, if you broadly divide Brazil into two categories as per the climatic condition of the Brazil, that the area which receive rainfall throughout the year and the area which receive the rainfall in a particular season. So the area which receive rainfall throughout the year, and that area there we can see evergreen forest, particularly in the northern part of Brazil from equator, from 5 degree north to 5 degree south from equator, the equatorial line, you may find rainfall throughout the year. And because of that, the dense evergreen forest is observed in this region. And this evergreen forest of the Brazilian territory, that we may find pau Brazil, rubber, mahogany, rosewood, such type of vegetation. They are predominantly found in this area, the area which receive rainfall throughout the year. And in that region, we may find pau Brazil. Pau Brazil is the national tree of the Brazil. Instead of pau Brazil, rubber, mahogany, rosewood, these are some of the species of the trees that commonly found in the Brazil. Uh, then the area which receive seasonal rainfall. In Brazil also, the entire Brazil do not get rainfall throughout the year. Some area there we may find rainfall within the particular season, and in particularly the area which receive the seasonal rainfall, there we find grasslands and thorny shrubs and herbs. Thorny shrubs, particularly grassland and thorny shrubs. These are the common natural vegetation that we find in the area which receive approximately 500 or 500 to 1000 millimeter rainfall in a particular season. And there in the grassland particularly, we may find purple needle grass. This is one type of grass that commonly found in Brazil, that is purple needle grass, whereas buffalo grass. So these are the grasslands, and this type of grass generally find in these grasslands. In Brazil, pampas and campos, these are the two grasslands that we found in Brazil. So this is the actual natural vegetation of the Brazil. Two type of natural vegetation that we find. Actually, there are many more types, but generally, if you categorize this natural vegetation, we will easy to understand if once you categorize this Brazilian vegetation into two category. And these two, instead, these two, they are very important part of the Brazilian natural vegetation. Most important thing or most important characteristics of the Brazilian natural vegetation, that the Brazilian natural vegetation or the evergreen forest of the Brazil is known as lungs of the world. Why? There are certain reason behind it. The first most important thing that we know, that the evergreen forest is there, and that evergreen forest produce 20% of the world oxygen. And because of that 20% of the world oxygen, which is being produced by the evergreen forest, and near about 25% of the carbon dioxide is consumed here. And so far that these evergreen forest is known as the lungs of the world. 20%, they produce 20% oxygen and they consume 25% carbon dioxide. And that is why these rainforest is known as the lungs of the world. So this is the natural vegetation of the Brazil. Now let us move towards the natural vegetation of India. My friend, as like Brazil, we already discussed about the climate of the India. While discussing, we study that some parts of India having a great amount of rainfall, and some parts of India there we may find very less amount of the rainfall. So uneven distribution of a climatic factors is there, and this climatic condition, for example temperature and rainfall, there is a great variation in terms of temperature and rainfall in India as well. We already discussed that in India, the place like Ganganagar having a temperature of more than 40 or 50 degrees centigrade in summer, while the place like Kargil experience the winter temperature minus up to minus 48 degrees centigrade. Or the places, Jaisalmer is the drymost place of India, and here the rainfall, the annual rainfall is less than 100 millimeter, or sometimes it is less than that. So this is the driest place. Jaisalmer is a dry, most hot and dry place in India. Whereas Mauzinram, the places like Mauzinram, the wettest place in the world, is also found in India. So India is also having a great variation in terms of climate, and that make a direct effect on the distribution of the vegetation as well. And let us see the vegetation of India. Now, while discussing the vegetation of India, we broadly categorize the Indian region into 4-5 divisions as per the rainfall, because generally sun rays is abundant throughout the year in India, and that is why the rainfall, the distribution of the rainfall is an important part here in India. So, what if you found or if you're talking about the Indian vegetation, then there are 4 or 5 major types that we find as per the distribution of the rainfall. First, the area which receive more than 2000 millimeter annual rainfall. And in India, when you see the climatical map of India, then you come to know that Kerala, Meghalaya, Assam, some parts of Arunachal Pradesh as well, this is the region which receive more than 2000 millimeter annual rainfall. And that is why here we find evergreen rainforest. In this area, we will find the evergreen rainforest. And this evergreen rainforest, the important characteristics of this evergreen rainforest in India, that broad leaves and broad and green leaves. If you see the leaves of these trees or this evergreen forest, then you come to know that these trees produce very broad and green leaves. The wood, very hard wood, the wood which we get from this vegetation, evergreen forest, that is very hard as well, and hard and that we can see or hard type of wood we will find. The trees generally we find in the evergreen forest, they are mahogany, rosewood, rubber. This is a very common tree species of the trees that we find in the evergreen forest of India. Mahogany, rosewood, rubber, various types of creepers as well. And after that, this is the first type, that is we can see the area which receive more than 2000 millimeter annual rainfall. Then the second type of vegetation that we find in India, and that is the region which receive rainfall in between 1000 to 2000 millimeter annual rainfall. So in India, particularly the area which receive 1000 to 2000 millimeter annual rainfall, in this region we may find the deciduous types of forest. Deciduous types of forest, it means what? The trees, they shed their leaves in summer to avoid evaporation, to survive when there is a dry season, dry summer. Particularly the area which receive 1000 to 2000 millimeter annual rainfall, here summer is very dry. And particularly in the summer, to survive, the trees that we find in this region, they throw their leaves, and that is why we can say the trees shed their leaves, and because of that they survive in the dry summer as well. And how to control the evaporation, because there is no leaves on the tree, and that is why evaporation is almost zero here, and that is why in the dry season they survive. So the most important characteristics of the deciduous forest, that they shed their leaves in summer. Particularly we may find teak, bamboo, banyan, pimple, these some of the species of the tree. Teak is very important here. Teak, bamboo, banyan, pimple, sag. These are very important species of the deciduous forest that we find here. And particularly some parts of Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, then Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar. In these states, we may find these deciduous types of forest in India. Then third type of natural vegetation in India, that is the region which receive less than 500 millimeter rainfall. The region which receive less than 500 millimeter rainfall, and in particular such type of region we may find thorny shrubs type of vegetation, thorny bushes and shrubs types of vegetation that we find here. The important characteristics of this region, that rainfall is less than 500 millimeter. Sometimes it is far more less than that, and that is why here summer is very hot and dry. The important characteristics of this region, that summer here is very hot and dry, and because of that the trees, leaves of the trees, they are very small. Evergreen forest we may find very big leaves. The tree produce very big and green tree leaves are there. But as compared to evergreen forest, here in the thorny shrubs and thorny shrubs region, here we can see the leaves of the tree are very small to avoid the evaporation again. So leaves are very small here, and particularly the species that we find here, they are acacia, khejra, cactus, aloe vera, then catechu. These types of species of the vegetation generally we find, they are very thorny shrubs that we can see. They are not very big trees, they are very thorny shrubs, and generally they found in the area where rainfall is less than 500 millimeter. So this is the third type of natural vegetation in India. Next type of vegetation, that is a coastal vegetation, or that we can say the swampy area, the vegetation generally that we find in the swampy area. Basically in the coastal area, what we see, the estuaries and lagoons are there, and swampy land is created due to the river. Many times the river, they join the ocean here, and that is why the swampy area is created here, and this area is produced the coastal forest. Popularly this coastal forest is known as mangrove type of forest. So this mangrove type of forest generally we may find in the eastern coast of India, not in the western coast of India, but the eastern coast of India most prominently we will find the coastal type of forest, and this type of forest is known as mangrove. Mangrove, it means what? These forests generally found in the coastal area, and they are very small, like shrubs as well. And in the salty, what we get is soil, salty soil, such type of vegetation is been produced or found in some parts of India, particularly in the states of West Bengal, Orissa, some parts of Andhra Pradesh as well. We may find these coastal type of forest that is popularly known as mangrove, or in West Bengal it is known as sundri. And the last type of forest that we find in India, that is Himalayan forest. My friend, as we know, Himalaya is also a very important part of India, very important geographical division of India, and here also various types of vegetation we may find here. But these vegetation, the Himalayan vegetation, is totally controlled due to the elevation of the region. We know Himalaya, the three important ranges are there. The highest, most important range, or in the area which high elevation is more than 800 millimeter, 800 meter, or more than 600 meter. More than 800 meter, there is no vegetation. But more than 600 meter, or the highest part of the Himalaya, there we find a seasonal flowering tree, or that is also a very small type of shrubs that we can see, but that is seasonal. In winter there is the snow cover, and that is why there is no such a vegetation. But in summer, with the period of summer is very small, and within that summer some flowering trees, some small flowering species of the trees is we find generally here in the highest altitude of Himalaya. Then at the medium altitude of Himalaya we may find coniferous types of tree. Coniferous type, this is, we know that coniferous, it means the shape of the tree is like cone, ice cream cone, and that is why it is known as the coniferous type of tree. So particularly in the medium altitude of Himalaya we may find coniferous type of tree, and these coniferous type of tree produce the species like pine, devdar, fir, pine, devdar, fir, these types of species of the vegetation that we find at the medium altitude of the Himalaya. And the last one, the foothills of the Himalaya. In the foothills of the Himalaya, we may find the two types of the natural vegetation there. They are coniferous and the deciduous types of forest. Even though in the foothills, the high at the high altitude of the foothills, we may find coniferous types of forest, and the ekdam at the foothill, at the bottom of the foothill that we can see, and at bottom of the foothills we may find the deciduous types of the forest. Sal is very predominant natural vegetation that we find in this area. So this is the natural vegetation of India. If you compare India and Brazil, we may find in India there is a great variation in terms of natural vegetation as well. Brazil, there is evergreen forest or the deciduous thorny bushes and the grasslands. Whereas in India, we may find a great variation in terms of vegetation as well. That is evergreen forest, deciduous forest, thorny shrubs. Then we may find mangrove, then the Himalayan forest as well. So this is the natural vegetation of India and Brazil. In next video, we are going to discuss about the animals, the wildlife of India and Brazil. Thank you.